My husband handed me a small box at breakfast. Happy birthday, Nora. I opened it. 2 silver keys on a ring. What are these? Keys to your new apartment. I looked up at him. My new apartment? He smiled. I know you've wanted your own creative space, somewhere to paint, write, be alone. My name is Nora Hartwell. I'm 31, and my husband just gave me keys to a place I'd never seen. Where is it? Downtown, 10th floor, great view. I thought you could use it as a studio. Can we see it together? I have work today, but you should go. Start making it yours. He kissed my forehead, left for the office. I sat there holding the keys. Something felt off, but I couldn't name it. That afternoon, I drove to the address. Old building, pre-war, beautiful architecture. I took the elevator to the 10th floor, apartment 10C. The key turned smoothly. Inside was empty. Hardwood floors, large windows, crown molding, but dust everywhere. Like no one had lived here in months. I started cleaning, swept the floors, wiped the windowsills. An hour passed, then someone knocked. I opened the door. An old woman stood there, fragile, pale, wearing a worn coat. "Can I help you?" "I used to live here," she said quietly. "Oh, I'm sorry, my husband just—" "I know. I sold it to him last month." She looked past me into the apartment. "May I come in, just for a moment?" I hesitated, then stepped aside. She walked to the window, stood there looking out. "I lived here 40 years, she said. "It's a beautiful place." It was. She turned to me. Her eyes were strange, sad, but also warning. "Don't turn on the lights tonight." "What?" "The lights. Don't turn them on. Not after dark." "I don't understand." She walked closer, lowered her voice. "Go to the window when it gets dark. Just stand there. Watch the building across the street. 3rd floor, corner unit." "Why?" "Because what you'll see, no wife should ever see." My skin went cold. "What are you talking about?" "Your husband didn't buy this for you. He bought it for himself." "That doesn't make sense." She touched my arm. "I'm sorry, dear. I wish I didn't have to tell you." Then she left. I stood there alone, heart pounding. I locked the door behind her, stood in the empty apartment, her words echoing. "Don't turn on the lights. Watch the building across the street. No wife should ever see." I walked to the window, looked out. Directly across was another building, same height, maybe 20 feet away. 3rd floor, corner unit. The windows were covered with curtains. I checked my phone. 4:30 p.m. Sunset was at 6. I should leave, go home, forget what the old woman said, but I couldn't. I sat on the floor, waited. As the sun set, I stayed in darkness, didn't turn on a single light. The apartment grew dim, then dark. I moved closer to the window, watched the building across the street. 6:15. A light turned on in the corner unit. 3rd floor. The curtains were still drawn, but I could see shadows moving. 2 people. 6:30. The curtains opened slightly. A woman appeared. Young, maybe 25. She was laughing. Then a man joined her. He wrapped his arms around her waist, kissed her neck. My breath caught. The man was my husband. I pressed closer to the window. It was definitely him. Same build, same hair, same watch I'd given him for Christmas. He spun the woman around, kissed her. She pulled him toward what looked like a bedroom. The light went off. I stood there in the dark, shaking. My husband owned the apartment across the street. Not this one. He'd given me keys to this place so I could watch, so I could see him with her. My phone rang, his name on the screen. I answered. "Hey babe, how's the apartment?" My voice came out steady. "It's perfect." "Good. I knew you'd love it. Great view, right?" "Amazing view." "I'll be home late tonight. Client dinner." "Of course." "Love you." He hung up. I looked back at the building. His window was dark now, but I knew what was happening inside. I sat down, pulled out my phone, started taking photos of the building, the window, the floor number. Then I called someone I hadn't spoken to in years. My brother's friend, a private investigator. "I need everything: photos, videos, bank records, everything." "What's this about?" "My husband, and the woman he's with right now." I gave him the address. "How long has this been going on?" "I don't know, but I'm going to find out." I stayed in that dark apartment for 3 hours. Watching. At 8 p.m., the light came back on. My husband appeared in the window, putting on his shirt. The woman handed him his jacket. He kissed her one more time, then left. I took photos of everything. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Text from him. Heading home now. Dinner ran late. I didn't respond, just kept watching. The woman in the window poured wine, sat on the couch, looked relaxed, comfortable. Like she lived there. I left the apartment, went downstairs, crossed the street, found the building entrance, checked the directory. Unit 3C, D. Hartwell, my husband's name. He owned it, officially. I took a photo of the directory, then I went home, arrived before he did, made tea, sat in the kitchen, calm. When he walked in, he smiled. Hey, you're still up. Couldn't sleep. How was dinner? Long, boring. The client talked forever. Where did you eat? He hesitated, just a fraction of a second. That Italian place? Downtown? Which one? The one on 5th. That restaurant had closed 2 months ago. I knew because I'd tried to make reservations there. Sounds nice? He kissed my head. I'm exhausted. Going to shower. He disappeared upstairs. I sat there, planning. The next morning, the private investigator called. I have preliminary info. Your husband's had that apartment for 8 months. 8 months? Leased under his name. He pays $2,200 a month. Who's the woman? Her name is Cassidy Reed, 26, works at his company, junior analyst. Of course. How long have they been together? I'll need more time to confirm, but neighbors say she's been there regularly for 6 months. 6 months, half a year, while I planned birthday dinners. While I believed his late nights were work. I need photos, videos, timestamps, everything. I'll have it by Friday. Make it Wednesday. That's fast. I'm paying extra. He agreed. I hung up. That night I went back to the apartment. My apartment. The one with the perfect view. Sat in the dark again. Watched my husband arrive at 7. Watched Cassidy answer the door in lingerie. Watched them through the window. Laughing, drinking, touching. I took photos, videos, documented everything. Wednesday came. The investigator sent files. Bank statements showing payments to Cassidy. Jewelry purchases I'd never received. Weekend trips I wasn't invited to. Hotel receipts. Restaurant bills. Even a lease agreement for a car in her name. He'd bought her a car. I printed everything, put it in a folder. Then I did something else. I called a divorce lawyer, the best one in the city, made an appointment for Friday. Bring all documentation, she said. I have plenty. Thursday night, my husband came home with flowers. For you, just because. I smiled. They're beautiful. You deserve them. Do I? He looked confused. Of course. You're my wife. Friday morning, I met with a lawyer. Her name was Patricia Moore. 50-something. Sharp eyes. Expensive suit. I laid the folder on her desk. She opened it. Flipped through the photos. The bank statements, the receipts. Her expression didn't change. How long have you known? 5 days. She looked up. And you gathered all this in 5 days? I had help. She nodded slowly. This is thorough, very thorough. Is it enough? More than enough. Adultery, financial infidelity, hidden assets. What do I do now? We file. Fast. Before he has time to hide anything else. How fast? I can have papers ready by Monday. Do it. She pulled out a form. I need some information first. How long have you been married? 6 years. Any prenup? No. Joint assets? The house, 2 cars, savings account. His retirement fund. The apartment downtown? His name only. Doesn't matter. Marital asset. You're entitled to half. I smiled. Both apartments? She looked confused. Both? He bought me one. For my birthday. Right across from his. Understanding crossed her face. So you could watch? Yes. That's psychological cruelty. We can use that. She made notes. Anything else I should know? His mistress works at his company. He's been using company funds for personal expenses. How do you know? The hotel receipts, the dinners, they're all on his corporate card. Patricia smiled. actually smiled. That's embezzlement. His company will want to know. Good. We finished the paperwork. I left her office, went back to my apartment, the one with the view, sat in the window, and waited. That night, my husband came home. Hey, want to order dinner? Sure. We ate on the couch. Normal conversation. He asked about my day. I asked about his. Both of us lying. After dinner, he got a call. Stepped outside to take it. I heard him through the door. I can't tonight, because I'm home. Tomorrow. I promise. He was talking to her. He came back in. Work stuff. On a Friday night? Yeah, big project. Must be important. It is. Sunday came. He said he had to go to the office. On Sunday? Just for a few hours. Deadline coming up. Want me to bring you lunch? No, I'll grab something. He left at 10. I waited 20 minutes. Then I followed. He didn't go to his office. He went to the apartment. Cassidy was waiting. I parked across the street. Watched him go inside. Took more photos. Then I drove to his actual office. The building was locked. Security guard at the desk. Excuse me. Is anyone from Hartwell Consulting working today? He checked his log. No ma'am, building's empty. Thank you, I had what I needed. Monday morning, the divorce papers were filed. The process server arrived at his office Tuesday afternoon. I know because I was waiting across the street. Watching. My husband came out 20 minutes later, face red, phone pressed to his ear. He was calling me. I didn't answer. He called 6 more times. Then he drove home. I was already there, sitting in the living room. He burst through the door. What the hell is this? He threw the papers on the coffee table. Divorce papers. Pretty clear. This is insane. We can talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. Nora, please. Whatever you think, I know. I don't think. I know. He sat down, ran his hands through his hair. What do you know? About Cassidy. About the apartment. About the last 8 months. His face went white. How? The old woman. The one who sold you my apartment. She warned me. That crazy lady? She wasn't crazy. She was kind. He stood up, started pacing. Okay, fine. I made a mistake, but we can fix this. You didn't make a mistake. You bought an apartment, furnished it, bought her a car. This was intentional. I was confused. For 8 months? He stopped. She means nothing. Then why did you buy her a car? No answer. Why did you take her to Miami, to Boston, to that resort upstate? You went through my accounts? Every single one. His jaw clenched. That's illegal. No, it's not. We're married, joint finances. You had no right, I had every right. He changed tactics, sat down next to me. Softer voice. Nora, I love you. This thing with Cassidy. It was just physical. It didn't mean anything. You gave me an apartment so I could watch you with her. He froze. What? The view. From my birthday present. It faces your window. 3rd floor. Corner unit. Understanding dawned on his face. I didn't know. Yes, you did. The old woman told me. You asked her specifically about the sightline. He stood up. She's lying. Why would she lie? I don't know. Maybe you paid her. I laughed. You really think I staged this? This is all happening too fast. You filed for divorce after 1 week? I filed after I had proof. Proof of what? I pulled out my phone, showed him the photos, him entering the apartment, kissing Cassidy at the window, the receipts, the bank statements, everything. His face crumbled. Where did you get all this? Private investigator. You hired someone to spy on me? You bought me an apartment to spy on you. I'd say we're even. He sat down heavily. What do you want? Everything I'm entitled to. The house, half the savings, half your retirement, and both apartments. Both? You bought mine as a gift. It's mine. And the other one is a marital asset. That's not fair. Neither is adultery. He hired a lawyer by Wednesday. Tried to fight everything. claimed the apartment was his personal investment, that the gifts to Cassidy were business expenses, that I was being vindictive. Patricia laughed when she heard. Let him try. We have documentation. The discovery process started. His company got involved. They reviewed his corporate card statements, found $20,000 in personal charges, fired him on the spot. My husband called me that night. Are you happy now? I lost my job. You lost your job because you stole from your company. I didn't steal. You charged personal expenses, hotels for your mistress. That's theft. They're overreacting. They're protecting themselves. He was quiet. Then, I can't afford both apartments now. Not my problem. Nora, please. Can we settle this? Split things fairly and move on? I am being fair. You're taking everything. I'm taking what's mine. You kept Cassidy. That seems fair. He hung up. 2 weeks later, Cassidy called me. I almost didn't answer. But curiosity won. Hello? Mrs. Hartwell, this is Cassidy Reed. I know who you are. I just wanted to say, I didn't know about the apartment, about you watching. You didn't know he was married? Silence. I knew that part, but not about the view. He told me it was for business meetings. And you believed him? I wanted to. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Why are you calling me? Because he's been calling me nonstop, saying we can finally be together now, but I don't want that. Then tell him. I did. He won't listen. Still not my problem. I know. I just thought you should know. He's not who you think he is. I laughed. I'm very aware of who he is. He's getting obsessive, showing up at my apartment, my work. Did you file a police report? No. Then that's on you. I hung up. 1 month later, the settlement hearing. My husband looked terrible, unshaven, wrinkled suit. His lawyer presented their case, asked for 50-50 split. Patricia countered with our evidence. The adultery, the embezzlement, the psychological cruelty. The judge reviewed everything, looked at my husband. You purchased an apartment across from another apartment specifically so your wife could observe your affair? No, Your Honor, that's not. The former tenant has provided a sworn statement confirming your intent. My husband went pale. The judge ruled, I got the house, 70% of savings, 70% of his retirement, both apartments, and alimony for 3 years. My husband's lawyer tried to object. The judge shut him down. Your client exhibited extreme cruelty. This ruling stands. Outside the courthouse, my husband caught up with me. I hope you're satisfied. I am actually. You destroyed my life. No, you did that yourself. I sold his apartment within a month, the one where he'd taken Cassidy, got $200,000 for it, kept mine, the one with the view, turned it into my art studio, just like he'd said, but on my terms. I painted there every weekend, never turned on the lights at night, just sat in the dark sometimes, remembering, not the betrayal, but the moment I took control. 6 months after the divorce, I ran into Cassidy, coffee shop downtown. She saw me first, looked like she wanted to run, but she walked over instead. Mrs. Hartwell. It's Ms. Chen now. I took back my maiden name. Oh, right. Awkward silence. How are you? She asked. Good. You? Okay. I moved. New job. Fresh start. Smart? She hesitated. I'm sorry. For everything. Okay. I know sorry doesn't fix it, but I need you to know. I ended things with him. I heard. He didn't take it well. That's his pattern. She nodded. He's been difficult. Calling. Showing up. I had to get a restraining order. I wasn't surprised. Good for you. I just wanted you to know. You were right about him. I know. She left. I sat there with my coffee, thinking about the old woman. The one who'd warned me. I'd never thanked her. I found her address through public records, drove to a small house in Queens, knocked on the door. She answered, recognized me immediately. The wife. Yes. Can I come in? She stepped aside. Her house was tiny but immaculate. We sat in her kitchen. Why did you warn me? I asked. She poured tea. Because the same thing happened to me 40 years ago. Your husband? Yes. He bought that apartment, made me live across from his mistress. Said it was so I'd always know my place. My throat tightened. I'm sorry. I stayed. For 30 years. Watched him with different women. In that same apartment. Why didn't you leave? Fear. Shame. I thought I deserved it. You didn't. She smiled sadly. I know that now. That's why I sold it. After he died. I couldn't let another woman suffer there. But you sold it to my husband. I didn't know his plan. Not until he asked about the sightlines. Then I understood. So you warned me. I couldn't save myself, but maybe I could save you. I reached across the table, took her hand. You did. Thank you. We sat there, two women, different generations, same story, but different endings. She'd stayed. I'd left. And that made all the difference. 1 year after the divorce, I threw a party, in my studio apartment, the one with the view. Invited my closest friends, women who'd supported me through everything. We drank wine, ate good food, laughed. Someone asked if I'd started dating. Not yet, maybe someday. You should. You deserve happiness. I'm already happy. And I meant it. My life looked different now, smaller in some ways. The house sold for a good price. I bought a condo, just for me, used the settlement money to open my own gallery. Featuring local artists. Women, mostly. Ones who needed a platform. The old woman came to the opening, stood in front of my paintings. You're talented. Thank you. You turned pain into something beautiful. I learned from you. She smiled. We stayed in touch after that. Coffee once a month, she told me stories about her life, the parts before the apartment, before the betrayal. She'd been a dancer once, full of dreams. I let him take that from me, she said. You can get it back. I'm 78. So, you can still dance. She laughed. But 2 weeks later she called. I joined a senior dance class. Really? You inspired me to reclaim something. I started crying, happy tears. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of us both. My ex-husband tried to contact me a few times. Through mutual friends. Through social media. I blocked everything. Heard through someone that he'd moved to another state. Started over. I didn't care. He was a chapter I'd closed. Not with bitterness. Just with clarity. 2 years after everything, I met someone. At my gallery. He was kind, honest, transparent. We took things slow. He knew my story. Never pushed, never rushed. I'm in no hurry, he said. Neither am I. We built something real. Based on trust. Not secrets. One night we stood in my studio, looking out the window. This view, he said, it's incredible. It is now. He looked at me. What do you mean? It used to show me the worst thing in my life. Now it just shows possibility. He kissed me, gentle, real. I thought about the old woman's words. You turned pain into something beautiful. She was right. The apartment that was meant to break me became my sanctuary. The divorce that was meant to destroy me set me free. And the view that showed me betrayal now showed me truth. I'd learned something important. You can't control what people do to you, but you can control what you do next. I chose to leave, to fight, to rebuild. And on the other side of all that pain, I found myself. Stronger, clearer, free. The old woman was right about something else too. What I saw through that window was something no wife should see, but seeing it saved my life.